Hello, this is Corey Funk and another edition of Speak the Funk Up. I have not done one of these in a while, but it's something that popped into my head that I want to do. Now, I want to talk about what I think the two perfect movies. Two perfect movies. One came out in 1998, one came out 2000. They're the two perfect movies that deal with what racism is. And when I say racism, I mean like they show perspectives of all not anti-white, not Spike Lee joints. That's why I'm not a Spike Lee fan. But the two movies I'm going to talk about, they're kind of two totally, one is the language, the other one doesn't, but they're the perfect movies to talk about this issue and show the aspect of what it is that I'm going to talk about. The 1998 movie I'm talking about is American History X, and the 2000 movie I'm talking about is Remember the Titans. Now, the reason why I say these two movies are the two perfect movies when it comes to anti-racist movies is because they show the perspective on both ends. Now, American History X deals with a guy who was a neo-Nazi that went to prison, who killed, and okay, spoilers if you haven't seen him, who killed some black people. He went to jail and all that. He gets out of prison. He learns that his ways were not the right ways to go through life. He gets out of prison and he finds that his brother is following into the same footsteps. Now, to this day, I still think Edward Norton should have won that Academy Awards. That was the biggest robbery. Everybody goes, oh, Leo. No. Edward Norton, that was the best performance of that year. That was the best performance of the 1990s, in my opinion. But this movie deals with, he gets out of prison and all that, and he finds out that his brother is falling into the same footsteps, going into like skinhead gang and all that, and he wants to lure his brother out of, getting him out of that type of lifestyle. His brother also had a principal that who's made an assignment for him and calling this American History X to deal with his brother and all that, to follow what he did and all that. And Derek Vineyard is basically, he's trying to get his brother out of that lifestyle. Now, the reason why I say this movie is a perfect example of it too, because when he goes in prison, he meets one black guy who basically talks to him, and then they actually form friendship. And to there, he sees that not all black people are bad. But on the other aspect of things, there's his brother who saw this one white kid getting bullied and all that, then ends up sticking up for him, and then shows these black gangs and all that. Then, sad to say, at the end of that movie, the one black kid kills the brother Derek Vineyard, and like I said, there's going to be spoilers, and I apologize for that, but it is what it is. And it kind of shows the aspect of racism. It shows that there's people that are good, bad. It shows that racism affects both black and white. It does, and again, like I said, it shows good black people and bad black people, because this is the fact of the matter of what life is. There's good and bad people of all races and nationalities, and that's why I say that's why it's anti-racist, not anti-white. Where this website, those are anti-white things that remind us of how the shit we done and all that constantly gets bombarded in our faces lately. That's another thing that's that stuff is creating white supremacy, because it's getting people reminded that all the shit we did in the past, and basically saying, oh, we're a bunch of pieces of shit. That stuff is creating white supremacy. That stuff. Plain and simple. Now, in the other movie I'm going to talk about, I mentioned American History X, is this other one called Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington, who's a black football coach who goes in and he becomes this head coach of this team, and it's the first high school to integrate white and black kids together and all that. Now they see each other. They're from different worlds. They kind of collide head, and then he teaches them to basically that they have to work together. It's actually a beautiful movie on those aspects and all that too. And it does show that there's one white kid that doesn't want to change his ways in there, so it shows ignorance right there. And it does show like that it's teaching black and whites to work together. Like, these two movies are the perfect example of what anti-racist movies are. Ones that show both ends. And also, I was going to mention too, like the one coach, like Herman Boone, was hard on some of the African-American kids, and that's Denzel Washington's character. And he explains to Coach Yost, played by Will Patton, that he wasn't happy on how he was treating me. He told him that you can't coddle these kids. They're not going to learn if you coddle them. And that is the truth. If we keep feeling sorry for each other, keep looking in the past, we're not moving forward. We're moving backwards. We're living in the past, and we got to move forwards. And that we got to look at each other. We got to treat each other how we want to be treated. And this is why I say ALM, not BLM, where some people, I will never be a Black Lives Matter supporter. I'm all about all lives matter, and I'm all about us being treated equal. But yeah, that's why I say these two movies are the perfect example of anti-racist movies. Now, there's a lot of ones that I find to be anti-white. And what I mean by that is the ones that constantly remind us how shitty we are of people, and they don't show the aspect of both the good and bad of both sides of the people. And we need more anti-racist movies. We need to show aspects on both and show that we both could be good and both could be bad. And I think those type of films will actually make us move forward instead of always reminding me of the shit that my relatives done in the past, which I don't agree with. But it is what it is. I don't believe I should apologize for shit that happened that much far in the past. And it's just my opinion. I don't believe that I should apologize for that shit. If you didn't do it yourself, you shouldn't apologize. And you should continue to move forward. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Remember the Titans, American History X, 2 fantastic 5-star movies. I highly recommend both of them. And they are the perfect anti-racist movies. Thank you. This is Speak the Funk Up. I'm Corey Funk. Take care. Bye.